All right, let's talk about Discord. It's a platform with over 200 million users, and it just dropped a huge policy change. And while it's being presented as a big step forward for teen safety, it has also kicked off a major debate about privacy and what online communities are going to look like in the future.
And when I say a major debate, I mean it. This one comment from a longtime user pretty much sums up the feeling from a huge chunk of the community. People are really, seriously worried that this could change Discord for good, and not in a good way.
So what is all the fuss about? Well, starting in March 2026, Discord is going to require age verification for every single user, all across the globe. And just to be clear, this isn't just for new people signing up. It doesn't matter if you've had your account for 8 years or 8 days, this new rule is coming for you. Basically, every account is going to be treated as a teen account until you prove you're an adult.
So let's dig into what this teen by default system actually means for how you use Discord every day.
This new policy really splits the platform in two. If you verify that you're an adult, nothing really changes. You get full access, business as usual. But if you don't verify, your account gets a lot more limited. You won't be able to get into any age-restricted servers, any content marked as sensitive will just stay blurred forever, DMs from people you don't know will get filtered away, and you won't be able to speak on stage channels.
Okay, so how do you prove you're not a teen? Discord is giving you two main options. First, you can take a video selfie, and some AI will try to estimate your age from it. The second option is to upload a picture of a government ID to one of their partners. Now, for most people, this should be a one-time thing, but Discord does say that if one method doesn't work out, they might have to ask you to try the other.
A change this big doesn't just happen overnight. So the big question is, why now? And the answer seems to be a mix of Discord's own safety goals and some serious pressure from the outside.
Publicly, Discord is saying this is all about protecting its younger users. Savannah Badalich, who's the head of product policy at Discord, put it this way. They want to give teens strong protections while still letting adults have the flexible experience they're used to. It's all about creating what they're calling age-appropriate experiences.
But let's be real, this isn't happening in a vacuum. There is a ton of external pressure on tech companies right now. You've got new laws like the UK's Online Safety Act, and similar stuff is being worked on in the US and Europe. Just back in 2024, Discord's own CEO had to answer questions from the US Senate about child safety. And it's not just Discord. Other big platforms like Roblox and TikTok are making very similar moves.
So even with the safety argument, the reaction from users has been overwhelmingly negative, and it all really boils down to one word: trust, or, a lack of it when it comes to handing over personal data.
And to understand why people are so nervous, you just have to look at the timeline. The timing here is, well, it's not great. Just a few months ago, in October 2025, one of the third-party companies Discord was using for this exact thing, age verification, got hacked. And now, just 4 months later, Discord is saying, hey everyone, we need you to trust this process with your data. You can see why people are skeptical.
And that breach wasn't a small one. We're talking about the government IDs of 70,000 users being stolen. That event is still very fresh in people's minds, and it's making them ask a very fair question. Can any company really keep this kind of data safe?
The risk is absolutely real. Security experts like Dan Gooden from Ars Technica have given some pretty blunt warnings. He says that if you've ever uploaded your ID to an online service, the best thing to do is just assume that data is either already stolen or will be soon. It's a scary thought, but it really highlights what's at stake.
Now, in response to all this, Discord has made a few key promises about privacy. They say that the video selfies are processed right there on your device and never actually get uploaded to them. They also claim that any pictures of IDs are deleted pretty much right after they're confirmed. They've also said your verification status will be kept private from other users. And maybe most importantly, they confirmed they're not working with that company that got breached last year.
But for a lot of users, those promises just aren't enough. The backlash from the community was immediate and it was loud.
This comment really gets to the core of it for a lot of people. It's not just a general worry about privacy. It's a specific lack of faith in the security, especially after what just happened. The trust just isn't there for many.
And then there's this other angle, just pure frustration from longtime users. You have people who've been adults on the platform for the better part of a decade, and now they feel like they're being treated like a suspect and have to jump through these hoops just to keep using the platform they love.
So, all of this brings us to the big question. What happens next? What could this policy really mean for Discord? And what questions are still up in the air?
And maybe the most important question of all is, Will these verification systems even work, especially against people who are really determined to get around them?
You know, there's a good reason to be a little skeptical. When a similar system was first tested in the UK, users almost immediately found a loophole. It turns out you could actually pass the facial scan by using an in-game photo of the main character from the video game Death Stranding. Now, they fixed that bug, but it just goes to show you that these systems are rarely perfect.
At the end of the day, Discord is taking a huge gamble here. On one hand, they could see a mass exodus of users, people who just refuse to hand over their personal data and decide to leave the platform. But on the other hand, by making such a strong stand on safety, they might attract a whole new wave of users and communities who are looking for that kind of secure environment.
Ultimately, what's happening with Discord forces us all to think about a much bigger question. As the internet grows up and governments get more involved, are we moving toward a future where privacy is something we have to trade away in exchange for safety? That's really the core dilemma here, and there are no easy answers.